Sports Talk 1080 The Team Orlando's Tuck and O'Neill. Hold on a second. Got the football out. Mike Tuck in black. Jerry O'Neill in black and gold. UCF colors. UCF logo. Now, what was I? Oh, Mike wanted to do a story that we could have for this video on the state of Florida NFL teams' playoff chances. Okay, we'll do it again tomorrow. See you.
There's not a whole lot to say. I thought you would actually be more enthused for Jacksonville, but I want to start with Tampa for a second, all right? Because to me, it's obvious when you have a team that is trying to dig itself out of the hole that the Bucs have been in, obviously. Right. They had the first pick in the draft last year.
Right.
At 6-6, with lowly New Orleans coming to town. You know when you're a bad team and you're not ready to be a good team is when you have a game you're supposed to win and you're not good enough to win it. And that's essentially what they did yesterday. It doesn't mean that there aren't great things on the horizon, but that's just one of those unfortunate reminders. You're not ready yet. The enthusiasm's there, but you're just not quite ready yet. The roster isn't good enough yet. They still have too many holes. And obviously it knocks them, I think, completely out of the NFC race. 2 games back, 3 games to play. I don't see Minnesota folding to that point. I don't see Seattle folding to that point, so it's over for them.
I agree with you. Next.
Jacksonville. See, I thought you would actually be enthused about the Jags winning. They beat Indy. Houston loses. They're a game back. I thought you'd be all fired up today.
Jacksonville is like my 3rd grade red, white, and blue yo-yo. They're a little bit up, and they're quite a bit down. Okay? Look, I mean, that they put 51 on the board, albeit with a quarterback sneak with time to go to a knee if you chose, which I don't think is really good NFL football. Maybe you do that in the Pee-wees, possibly in junior high. In the NFL, it's kind of frowned upon. That being said, it was a great second half. Blake Bortles, I think they scored 6 touchdowns on their 6 second-half possessions yesterday. But when you look at, their record at 5-8, albeit you're chasing down 2 teams who are 6-7 and come to work in an air ambulance, at least the Indianapolis Colts seem to, it's hard to get all giddy about it. Now, when you look at Jacksonville's record, and I happen to have it right here, they're scheduled the rest of the way. They have the home game against Atlanta. Atlanta right now, I don't think could win a 1AA game. They've lost 6 straight. They play at New Orleans. They play at Houston. So I think they have a puncher's chance to run the table. I truly do. I mean, they have enough offense out there. If they can keep from beating themselves, they have a chance to run the table. Is that good enough to run down and win the division?
Probably it would be if they would actually go 8-8. It probably would be because I don't know Luck's playing this week. So if Houston wins, that helps Jacksonville out. Houston plays Houston last game of the season. That can help themselves out. But I think it's like I said about, if you want my opinion, on Tampa Bay. When you're a bad team trying to be good and you have games that you think on paper you're supposed to win, like New Orleans and Atlanta coming up, those are the games you typically stumble and fall in. And I would expect them to lose one of those games, maybe both of those games. It's hard to say. When you're 5-8 for a reason. You're not even a 500 team. So to expect them to rip off 4 in a row to win the division is a little too much. And Indy, Miami tonight, they're just an afterthought at this point.
We were even going to bring them up?
No.
Please.
There's no reason to bring them up.
Indy welcomes Houston this week. So we will have a division leader, at least one, by the end of next week. Indy then plays at Miami, home to Tennessee. Houston has the road game at Indy, road game at Tennessee, home to Jacksonville. So as we note, there are division games to be played, and it'll have a big bearing. But, Jacksonville, you're going to look in the rearview mirror at a couple of games, like everybody else can, but we're focusing only on the in-state teams, focusing on Jacksonville. They're going to look in the mirror at the end of the season going, my gosh, we let a couple of games get away. We turn those around, especially the first Indy game with Matt Hasselbeck.
So we agree. Number of teams in the playoffs this year out of the state of Florida? 0?
Same number of UCF wins. Yeah, 0. All right, we're Tuck and O'Neill, weekdays 3 to 7, Monday 3 to 6. Sports Talk 1080 The Team, Orlando.